Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast.
Do the damn thing.
Where we talk to visionary dreamers like you about living their best life.
Fulfill the highest, truest expression of yourself.
It's time to step into the past, present, and future with an open and healthy mind. Go! Now let's talk.
Greetings, my visionary dreamers. I'm sorry, y'all. I was eating vanilla wafer cookies. This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, the world, and some real bull. And you are listening to Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, it's extraordinary folk, just doing the damn thing the best way we can. And today's topic, guys, is winners never quit. They never quit. They just go harder. But before that, I just want to welcome the newcomers, and I want to thank you guys for always coming back, those who always come back. I so appreciate each and every last one of y'all, even though I can't see you. Kisses and hugs from afar. I love you guys so much, and I really, really appreciate you. This is the reason why I do this every Sunday. Just a brief little description about this show. It's just basically a talk show, and I just come on here and hopefully encourage you, motivate you, inspire you in some type of way on your journey so that you can maybe see through the obstacles, the challenges, and you know, be on your path to becoming a better version of yourself. And that's what I aim to do every time I'm on here talking. The message is for me too. Trust and believe. So we're going to get right into this. Today was a very challenging day, guys. Very challenging. This is where this title came from. And I truly believe that I had this title towards the top of the shows, you know, way back when, but I couldn't remember. So if it's kind of similar, I don't know. But nevertheless, guys, just like the title says, winners never quit. They just go harder. I put in the description how, you know, I'm sure we all have seen different people go through the same challenges, but they will receive the challenge in a different way. You could take two people and they're faced with the same challenge, but one person will think it's the end of the world and the other one will look at it as an opportunity to grow, to, you know, to really define their strength and to find their strength, you know, to really take that opportunity to challenge themselves to be better, to be sharper, you know. You know, that's just like with any type of sports that's out there. You know, they go in and they're on a team, and there's always going to be that teammate that's better, that goes harder. You know, it's not always about the talent. It's about who wants it the most. That is what it's all about. That's what life is about, period. Who wants it the most? They're going to get the information. They're going to work the hardest. They're going to get up at the AM. They're going to make the most of their day. They're going to be more disciplined. All of those things. And when things come their way, they're going to find a way around it. They're going to find a way through that whole box. They're never going to have a boxed in mentality. That's what winners do. They don't have boxed in mentalities. They're always looking for another way that's different than the normal way. Let me say it that way. That's what winners do. And we're all winners in our own right. And we're all winners in our own way. But what I'm talking about is those people that really push no matter what comes their way. Yes, it's always going to be that time that you just feel so depleted. I know, I definitely can attest to that. Time and time again. Like today it just was so crazy. So I'll give you a perfect example in why I made this title. To some of you, you know that I'm doing this 30-day challenge, this self-accountability 30-day challenge. And this is the reason why I'm doing it, is because there's so many of us out here that I'm not going to say we need, but it's good to have people hold you accountable, to kind of pull your coattail and say, yo, you know what, you could do better at this, or you can, you need to look at this part of your life, you need to reflect here, and things could be smoother for you. And so these topics come about every day. And I'm so sorry, y'all, I shouldn't have ate that before this. But these topics come about every day. And like I always say, they're for me as well. They're reminders for me as well, and how I need to look at my life and make sure that I'm making the proper adjustments to make sure that my future is brighter as well. So they're not just for you, or they're not just for the people that listen to them. They're for me as well. I think we all, need to look at different parts of our life. Nobody's perfect. We are all, I'm not going to say we all, but I hope we do. We all striving to be better than we was yesterday. That should be the goal for us all, So my day started with, waking up at AM to do the show. To do the video. Had everything all ready to go and everything. And it just started with, I don't even know where it started. It just was like a domino effect. But I'll say, while I was editing, the screen just went blank right at the end. And I'm like, wait a minute, I just did all of this stuff. It went blank. So I had to restart the program 3 different times. Every time I got in it, it got to a point and it just went black, the screen. But I could hear the audio, but I can't see what I'm doing. So I restarted that a couple of times. I didn't lose my cool. I'm just chilling like, okay, here we go. Then I wound up having to restart the computer a couple of times. Then it was just like a never-ending story. Then Comcast, the modem, started acting crazy. So I'm on the phone with Comcast. But Comcast decides that they want to have this future that's going to be texting me instead of getting me an agent. Asking me questions. Literally texting me. And I'm like, speak to an agent on the text. Getting frustrated and trying my best not to cuss the doggone texting out on. I was getting frustrated, but I had to pull myself back. I was like, you know what? Then my son came and was like, Mom, what's going on? I was like, yo. He was like, all right, I'm going to restart the modem. Duh. So it took a minute, but he got it together. Thank God for that whole computer science major that he is in. But he got it together for me that it can work. And then after that, it was just, what happened next? Oh, my earphones, my favorite earphones, the plug broke. I'm like, what is going on? But then I realized it's day 28. It's day 28 of the 30-day challenge. But I noticed, I started thinking about it, and I'm like, it seems like this last, I'm going to say 7 episodes, it was always something that would happen technically, or something that would make me get off track with the timing, because the show was supposed to have been out by like at least 9 a.m. but I really said by 12 on my first post. But the point is this, guys, I didn't release the show that was supposed to be out in the AM until maybe 5. That's when it finally decided that it wanted to act right and upload. We had to really go through a whole different way for it to happen because the programs was acting crazy. But nevertheless, I did not give up. I could have gave up. It's not like I'm getting paid for this, but it's my calling. It's what I'm here to do. And if I would have dropped the ball and not uploaded that show, like I said in another podcast show, how am I encouraging you? How am I encouraging the people that's viewing the shows, that's actually following the shows and listening to the message, and even just following the little message and maybe not looking at the video, but following the message every day and noticing that I'm really being consistent. I'm really going through with this whole 30-day thing. What happens is this. Now, they can take me for reference when they have something that they have to be consistent in. They can start believing more in themselves, or you can start believing more in yourself. If, in fact, you fall short. If, in fact, there are certain things, certain parts of your life that you have a hard time, I'm not going to say hard, but you have a challenging time holding yourself accountable for. Even though It's not about you uploading no videos or things of that nature, but just the fact that you knew someone that was consistent at a thing. No matter what time it got out, they still got it out that day. That is the point I'm making with this whole challenge. You get what I'm saying? And I really hope that the people that gets the different texts or, see the videos or whatever, I really hope that they're all, or if you are listening and you know about it, that you really are finding something that you can do better at. You know that you need to start holding yourself accountable for. Because why? Winners never quit. Yes, it can get real challenging, and it seems like when you're right there, when you're right at that finish line, just like if, I don't know if you ever ran track or you even went to a track meet or whatever like that. I used to run track. And so I remember I used to run the 400. So that was more long distance. And I'm like, I'm almost there. But you want to just give out because, you're losing your breath, you're losing your wind. And you just like, but I'm almost there. But your body and your mind is saying, you know what? Just stop. Just stop. You tired. Just let it go. Let it go. But if you take on that winner mentality and you know that the rewards will come at the end. No matter how many times you had to run around that track, no matter how many times you had a situation hit you, at the end of the day, your rewards will come. My rewards are not coming in millions of dollars, but my rewards are coming in people texting me and emailing me and telling me how, whatever my message was, or was it a video, or whether it was a podcast show, or whatever it is that I'm putting out there, whatever content that I'm putting out there, my rewards are the messages back, the feedback of how it touched them and how it helped them that day, and how, they're now looking at their lives, and now they're working harder to do the things that they know they're supposed to do. That is my reward. See, when you walk in your purpose, that is your reward. It's not about the glitz and the glamour. It's not about the fame. It's not about none of that. It's about the feeling of knowing that you truly are on your path. Because when you truly are on your path, then and only then, that's when you really touch people. And that's when you're satisfied with just that. Not saying I'm not, okay, yeah, of course, everybody wants to get paid. Everybody wants to, make the big bucks and all of that. But I know it's coming when it's supposed to come, when I'm ready for it. You get what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. When you're ready for things, it will come. I always talk about Tyler Perry because of the fact that, you look at him, and some people that don't know his backstory, they just think like, oh, wow, it just was poof. No, he worked hard and he never gave up on himself. He never gave up on his dream, regardless of how many times he put the play on and it flopped. He believed that one day, he believed in his craft. He believed in his purpose. He believed in his gift and his talents that much. That for 7 years, I think he said, he just kept going and saving his money, get a little job, living out his car half of the time, and just give up all his money. And, along the way, he met a couple of investors, but for the most, he was putting in his, as they say, blood, sweat, and tears into those plays. And now look, Hollywood didn't want him, as he said, but it was a blessing in disguise, because that was another challenge for him. Was he going to fold because Hollywood didn't want him? No, he created his own Hollywood. And now he's able to employ who he wants to employ. Now he's able to bring people back in the game that Hollywood just put on a shelf. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Life, it could be so smooth for a period of time. But if it don't dip on you, how are you going to get to the point to know your strength? How are you going to know, what you're made of? You won't. If it's just smooth all the time. So I'm not going to say I welcome the challenges, but I look at the challenges, as I said in the beginning, as an opportunity for me to test my strength, for me to see just how much I've grown. And I can definitely say today, I was so proud of me. Because when I say, only time I almost lost my cool was on that damn robot texting me from Comcast, asking me the same doggone questions, putting number 1, number 2, number 3, and then I'm like, ooh. But that in itself was a test. That in itself was a test. Are you going to lose your cool and really go ahead and text and cuss the doggone robot out and waste your doggone letters on a robot? Or are you just going to let this go and find another way to get this situation together? You know? And then I had to turn around and get the podcast show together. I got the text out maybe 5, and then I had to turn around, the podcast show is 7. I had to get my mental right, figure out what I want to talk about, all of those things. It's 2 different parts of the fence. I didn't even eat yet since this morning. So, guys, we have to get to that point in our life. And if we ever were in that point and we fell off, and I'm not saying, when I say things like this, I'm not saying that you're not a person that fights through the challenges. That's not what I'm saying. I just come on here to give you that extra boost. It's kind of like that little energy drink, you know what I mean? Just to kind of help you get that energy back. Take that little shot. That's what I am. That's what I am to you. I'm just a little shot that help you to get that energy, just revive you, Like, yeah, that's right. I can do it. I did this before. Remind you to look back. Even if you're not faced with any challenges right now, the way the world is a challenge. So that's even more of a reason for me to come on here and to remind you that you got this. You got this. Just like one of my tribe members text me. She was laughing because I had to reschedule, a couple meetings today. And I'm like, yo, I'm just getting finished. And she's like, don't worry about it. You got this. I was like, yeah. And I'm usually the one that say that to people. So it feels good when someone says it back to you. And again, it's just like, even though I was flowing and even though I was moving and I was just still making sure that I get everything together, just those words of her texting me and saying, you got this, and giving a muscle person or whatever like that, little arm. It made me laugh, it made me smile, and it made me say, that's right. I'm doing the damn thing. You know what I mean? The best way I can. So, guys, I'm not going to make this a real long one today. I just really wanted to just kind of come on here and motivate you guys. What is it that right now in your life you are, you feel like you can't win. Let's say it that way. You feel like you can't win. Everything might be coming against you. Things might not be working out exactly the way you planned it. And it don't have to be all big and major. It could be something small. But the fact is, things are not always going to go according to plan. But when those things don't go according to plan, it is always a good thing because you don't know what to come out of it. I'll share this quick story. I was watching HGTV, the twin brothers, when they remake the house. And this one couple, they had this house. And this is a good point right here. This one couple, they wound up buying this house to do the rehab on it and stuff like that. And anytime you do a rehab on a house, you might run into some, if it goes smooth, man, you're lucky. But you're going to run into some problems, but you just don't know what. So the house it looks pretty clean on the outside, but once they started tearing things apart, the electrical system was so shot. The people did like a butcher job and plastered the wires while they were live and all of this stuff. Long story short, they had to tear up the ceiling and to make sure all the wirings was good. But in doing that, they found out that they can raise the ceiling so high. And because of all of those bad decisions someone else made before they came and brought the house, it allowed them to see the treasure in the house, to make the house bigger and better and brighter for them. You know, it was just like, they even said it. They was like, man, this house is beautiful because of somebody else's butchered job that we had to fix. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Sometimes when things come in your path and you feel like, dang, I gotta fix this, don't look at it like that. Look at it like, okay, it's gonna be something at the end of this once I fix it, and it's gonna be good. Like today, when I sent that message out, because I sent it out late, you never know, or I never know, who might have really needed that message right then when I sent it. Everything happens for a reason. Delays come for a reason. But you got to be willing to just face it. You got to be willing to just look at it as just that, a delay or a hiccup, or, you know what I mean, something that you can learn from so that you can grow better, you can be better, you can start thinking more outside of the box. That's what life is about, guys. You got to remember, winners never quit. They just go harder. They find another way. I'm here to attest of it. My life has been just that, finding another way. So I'm just going to leave y'all with that. But I just want to thank you guys once again. Thank you for supporting the books, Visionary Dreamer 90-Day Journal, and the workbook, Transform Your Life, Discover Your Purpose. Available on Amazon.com. April ADionne Williams. And I just want to thank y'all. That's it. I really do. Thank you. Make sure you follow me on IG, Chronicles of Living without the G. Follow me, all the social medias. I'm getting better at IG and YouTube. I am. I'm focused on them. I'm trying to build them up. I'm going to get to Facebook, but I'm working hard, y'all. I really am. I'm doing good. I feel good about me right now with the social media stuff. So, guys, make sure you tune in. Go check out the YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Challenge yourself with the 30-day challenge. Share it with some friends, family members. You know, get in on it and see what comes out of it for you. You just never know, okay? So until next Sunday, I love you guys. And it's probably one of the shortest shows I've ever done because I'm tired. I love you guys. This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, the world, and some real bull. And you are listening to Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. And you know, it's extraordinary, folk. Make sure you do the damn thing the best way you can, okay? I love you guys. Until next week, peace.
The Chronicles of Livin.
We can be whatever we dream.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Chronicles of Livin podcast, where you find only the highest vibrations. Remember, you are extraordinary. And if you're pursuing your dreams, we're proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live.
Something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it.
Stay updated with ADionne by visiting chroniclesoflivin.com or stay connected through social media by following @Chronicles of Livin. Until next time, your dream pusher, ADionne.